Chloe Ayling, a young model, arrived in Milan for what she thought was a photo shoot, but her dream job turned into a nightmare. She was kidnapped, drugged, stuffed into a suitcase. Chloe was trapped in a world of fear and uncertainty, held captive by a human trafficking ring. Her story, a stark reminder of the brutal reality of human trafficking, throws light on a global crisis that preys on the vulnerable. Chloe's abduction, a horrifying incident, shook the world. It exposed the dark underbelly of the glamorous world of modeling, revealing the dangers that lurk beneath the surface. Her story became a chilling reminder that human trafficking can happen anywhere, to anyone. It's a global issue that transcends borders, affecting people from all walks of life. The ordeal that Chloe endured is unimaginable. The fear, the isolation, the uncertainty are all part of the trauma that victims of human trafficking face. Chloe's story, however, is not just a tale of despair. It's a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure, to fight back, and to emerge from darkness. Chloe's courage in the face of unimaginable cruelty is a beacon of hope. Her story is a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can prevail. It's a story that needs to be told, not just to raise awareness about human trafficking, but also to inspire action against this heinous crime. Held captive in a remote Italian farmhouse, Chloe was subjected to psychological manipulation and physical threats. Her captors, part of a shadowy organization known as the Black Death Group, planned to auction her online. The days turned into nights, each one filled with fear and uncertainty. Chloe clung to hope, drawing strength from the belief that she would be rescued. The psychological impact of her captivity was immense. The constant fear, the feeling of helplessness, and the isolation chipped away at her spirit. Yet Chloe refused to let her spirit be broken. She found ways to cope, to hold on to her sanity, even in the face of unimaginable terror. She knew she had to stay strong, for herself, and for the hope of seeing her family again. During her captivity, Chloe was forced to confront her own mortality. The possibility of never seeing her loved ones again, of being lost forever, was a constant shadow looming over her. Yet this very real threat ignited a spark in her. It fueled her determination to survive, to escape, and to reclaim her life. This inner strength became her shield, her armor against despair. After 6 agonizing days, a glimmer of hope emerged. One of Chloe's captors, moved by her plight, decided to help her escape. He accompanied her to the British Consulate in Milan, where she was finally free. The relief of being released from captivity was overwhelming. Chloe's nightmare was over, but the journey to healing had just begun. Stepping back into the world, Chloe was met with a mix of support and skepticism. Some questioned her story, casting doubt on her ordeal. This added another layer of trauma to her already painful experience. Having to defend her truth, to relive the nightmare in the public eye, was a heavy burden. Yet Chloe refused to be silenced. She bravely shared her story, determined to raise awareness about the hidden world of human trafficking. Her voice, clear and unwavering, cut through the noise and shed light on the reality of this global crisis. Chloe's courage in speaking out, despite the skepticism and judgment, was a testament to her resilience. Freedom, however, did not erase the scars of Chloe's ordeal. The trauma of her kidnapping lingered, manifesting in anxiety, fear, and flashbacks. The road to recovery was long and arduous, filled with therapy sessions and emotional turmoil. The invisible wounds of her experience ran deep, constantly reminding her of the darkness she had endured. The emotional and psychological scars of trafficking can be devastating. The fear of being re-victimized, the distrust of others, and the constant feeling of vulnerability are just some of the challenges that survivors face. Chloe's experience highlights the long-lasting impact of this crime, emphasizing the need for comprehensive support systems for survivors. Despite the ongoing struggle, Chloe chose to focus on healing and rebuilding her life. She sought therapy, surrounded herself with supportive friends and family, and dedicated herself to raising awareness about human trafficking. Her resilience in the face of such adversity is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Chloe's ordeal ignited a fire in her, a burning desire to fight against the injustice of human trafficking. She realized that her story, as harrowing as it was, had the power to make a difference. She could use her experience to shed light on this global crisis and advocate for change. Chloe's voice joined the chorus of other survivors, amplifying their stories and demands for justice. She became an advocate for stronger laws, better victim support services, and increased awareness about the realities of human trafficking. Her platform gave a voice to the voiceless, shining a light on the dark corners of this global trade. Chloe's advocacy work extended beyond her own personal experience. She realized that her story was just one among millions, each with its own unique pain and resilience. She used her platform to highlight the diverse faces of human trafficking, from forced labor to sexual exploitation, emphasizing the need for a global response to this multifaceted issue. Human trafficking is a global scourge, affecting millions of people across the world. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry that operates in the shadows, exploiting the vulnerable and profiting from their misery. From forced labor to sexual exploitation, human trafficking takes on many forms, each one a violation of human dignity and rights. The factors that contribute to human trafficking are complex and interconnected. Poverty, lack of education, political instability, and social inequality create an environment where vulnerability thrives. Traffickers prey on these vulnerabilities using deception, coercion, and force to exploit their victims. The fight against human trafficking requires a multi-pronged approach. It calls for international cooperation, stronger law enforcement efforts, and comprehensive support systems for survivors. It also demands a change in societal attitudes, a recognition of the inherent dignity of every human being, and a rejection of exploitation in all its forms. Law enforcement agencies around the world are engaged in a constant battle against human trafficking. They work tirelessly to identify trafficking rings, rescue victims, and bring perpetrators to justice. However, the clandestine nature of this crime, coupled with its global reach, makes it a challenging adversary. One of the major challenges in combating human trafficking is its hidden nature. Victims are often afraid to come forward, fearing retribution from their traffickers, or distrustful of law enforcement. This silence allows the crime to flourish in the shadows, making it harder to detect and disrupt. Another challenge is the transnational nature of human trafficking. Traffickers operate across borders, exploiting legal loopholes and jurisdictional complexities to evade detection. This requires international cooperation and coordination, a complex task that demands shared intelligence, collaborative investigations, and mutual legal assistance. Despite the grim realities of human trafficking, hope endures. Around the world, individuals, organizations, and governments are working tirelessly to combat this crime. Their efforts, though often unseen, are making a difference, rescuing victims, supporting survivors, and raising awareness about this global crisis. The fight against human trafficking is a testament to the enduring human spirit, the unwavering belief in justice and dignity for all. It's a fight driven by compassion, empathy, and a refusal to accept exploitation as a norm. It's a fight that unites people from all walks of life, transcending borders, cultures, and ideologies. Every rescued victim, every trafficker brought to justice, every voice raised against exploitation is a victory. These victories, however small they may seem, fuel the hope that one day human trafficking will be relegated to the history books, a dark chapter in human history overcome by collective action and unwavering determination. Chloe Ayling's story is not just a personal account of survival, it's a catalyst for change. Her ordeal brought the issue of human trafficking to the forefront of public consciousness, sparking conversations, debates, and calls to action. Her bravery in sharing her story ignited a flame of awareness, illuminating the dark corners of this global crisis. Chloe's legacy extends beyond raising awareness. Her story has inspired countless others to get involved in the fight against human trafficking. She has become a symbol of resilience, a beacon of hope for survivors, and a powerful voice for change. Her story is a testament to the power of one person to make a difference in the world. Chloe's journey from darkness to light is a powerful reminder that even in the face of unimaginable adversity, the human spirit can prevail. Her story is a call to action, a challenge to stand up against injustice and fight for a world where human dignity is respected and every individual is free from exploitation. The fight against human trafficking is not just the responsibility of law enforcement or governments, it's a collective responsibility that rests on the shoulders of every individual. It requires us to be vigilant, to educate ourselves about the signs of human trafficking, and to speak out against exploitation whenever we see it. We can support organizations working on the front lines of this fight, donating our time, resources, or expertise to their efforts. We can advocate for stronger laws, better victim support services, and increased awareness within our communities. We can use our voices to amplify the stories of survivors and demand justice for those who have been exploited. The fight against human trafficking is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires sustained effort, unwavering commitment, and a belief in the power of collective action. By working together, sharing information, supporting survivors, and raising awareness, we can create a world where human trafficking is eradicated, and every individual is free to live a life of dignity and respect.